So figure out what you're passionate about.
Men learn from their mistake.
I think you should start selling.
Get back to fucking work.
Oh, I'm not starting because I just need to find my purpose. I need to find my passion.
Everyone wants to know what the rich think. However, their advice isn't one size fits all. And interestingly, they often don't follow their own guidelines. Welcome to Financer, your place for business, finance, and wealth creation knowledge. Here are 15 things that rich people say you should do, but never do themselves. First, don't go to school. It's mostly said by those who have already graduated or are comfortably wealthy. Hypocritical, isn't it? Most of us should go to school because without that, we'd probably be more lost than a non-techie using an iPhone for the first time. And trust me, that's not pretty. But our rich friends? They've got other plans. For them, education is not about a degree, but the right kind of knowledge. They often argue that traditional schools are outdated. They think personalized learning is the way forward. Remember Elon Musk? He started Ad Astra, a private school for his kids and a handful of select students with tailored curricula that went beyond traditional academia. So yes, when they say don't go to school, they mean don't just settle for the regular system. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree that the traditional education system is failing us? Comment below. Moving on to the second piece of advice. Cut down on spending. That's like telling someone lost in the desert to ration their water. It's kind of obvious, isn't it? Here's a secret though. Rich folks love spending money. While you're busily cutting back on those extra lattes and movie nights, the wealthy are out there making more money. They're into investments and opportunities, which we'd call spending. But for them, it's like planting golden seeds. They're not Scrooge McDuck diving into piles of gold. No, they're out in the field sowing seeds and waiting for the cash crop. Just a thought though, instead of asking how you can save a penny, why not ask how you can earn $1? You see, it's a whole different ball game with the wealthy. Their money works for them while most people work for their money. Now that's a shift in perspective, isn't it? Third, never go into debt. Most of us treat debt like an annoying relative. We'd rather avoid it. But the rich turn this elephant into a circus performer. For them, it's not about avoiding debt, but knowing about how to use it strategically. Robert Kiyosaki made a fortune using other people's money. But remember folks, it's not an open invitation to max out your credit cards. It's about understanding the power of leverage and using it wisely. So folks, before you start signing up for every credit card offer that comes your way, take a step back. Ask yourself, can you ride this elephant or will it end up sitting on you? Here's what we mean. If you borrow money to buy a liability, something that costs you money like a new TV or a fancy car, that debt isn't going to work in your favor. However, if you're borrowing to invest in an asset, say a rental property or a business, that can generate income and appreciate over time, that's strategic debt. Share this video with a friend and end his struggle with credit forever. Fourth, you have to diversify. I bet you heard this one before, right? But here's the real deal. When the rich talk about diversification, they aren't spreading their investments thin like butter over a piece of toast. They're more like the chess player who places their pieces strategically across the board. Take Warren Buffett, for instance. He doesn't have his stocks scattered in hundreds of companies. No, he's got his money in a select few that he knows will perform well over time. So remember, folks, diversification isn't about having a finger in every pie. It's about choosing the right pies and sticking with them. Share your thoughts on this. Do you agree with this kind of targeted diversification? Fifth, you should always keep yourself up to date. In this age of information overload, everyone's struggling to stay informed. But here's the twist. The wealthy are not subscribing to every newspaper, watching every finance news, or following every Twitter trend. They're selective, just like Andrew Tate. They avoid the noise and focus on what's substantial and beneficial for their investments. So take a note. Don't get swept away by the flood of information. Learn to cherry pick, cut out the drama, and the FOMO and fear-inflecting news, and focus on taking in only the knowledge you need to reach your goal. Sixth, you should stick to your budget. Now, this is where things get interesting. When it comes to budgeting, the rich operate differently. They don't squeeze their dreams into a budget. Instead, they look at the bigger picture, the end goal. If spending $1 on an ad brings $1 back, they'll spend as much as it makes sense. They look at the outcome first and then figure out the budget. You don't want to spend too much, and you don't want to have to borrow money to pay for basic things. Now, we are curious to hear from you. Do you follow traditional budgeting rules, or are you already thinking like the wealthy and budgeting based on outcomes? 7. You should focus on passive income. Alright, so making money while chilling on your couch sounds like the quickest route to becoming a millionaire, right? Sure. If you're already rolling in dough, picture this. You're the world's top-selling author. Each month, your book flies off of the shelves, selling tens of thousands of copies. And you pocket a neat sum from each sale. Easy money, you think. But when you're selling that many books, your 30-minute speaking gigs rake in just as much, if not more. The thing is, when you've got resources, generating passive income isn't all that challenging. For the rest of us, Making money in our sleep is the ultimate dream. It's a hot topic on the internet, but let's set the record straight. Passive income alone won't make you wealthy. What truly builds wealth? Ownership. Having a stake in a growing business that increases in value over time. That's the real ticket. The rich aren't just searching for easy income streams. They're consistently seeking opportunities to grow their wealth. Don't be afraid to take risks. Number 8. Many believe that success and risk-taking go hand in hand. There's some truth to it, but there's also a subtle nuance that often goes unnoticed. You see, the wealthy don't view all risks equally, and they certainly don't gamble their fortunes away. Contrary to popular belief, they're not reckless thrill seekers. Instead, they play a calculated game of wealth preservation and growth. Impulsive, hasty decisions that could jeopardize their financial health, not their style. When they decide to venture into riskier territory, they do so with ample resources to fall back on. They operate on a straightforward principle. Keep 80% of your wealth in secure, reliable investments, and feel free to experiment with the remaining 20%. So in essence, the wealthy are strategic risk takers. They understand that while the wind might not always blow in their favor, having a sturdy financial sail can keep their wealth ship steady. Step out of your comfort zone. 9. You've undoubtedly heard this time and time again. Step out of your comfort zone to grow and make money. Sure, if your comfort zone equals permanent residency on your couch, it's time for a change. But the rich, they often prefer to stay snugly within their comfort zones. They understand the value of focusing on their unique strengths and talents. Straying too far can dilute their expertise, lead to a loss of focus, or decrease the value of their skills. In the minds of the wealthy, predictable results are the magic words, and they'll go to great lengths to ensure the odds are stacked in their favor. The takeaway is, you don't have to constantly push your boundaries to make it big. Safer retirement. 10. Stocking up the retirement years sounds like a solid advice, right? Especially when governmental assistance in old age seems doubtful. But hold on a minute. For most people, retirement is a matter of age, but for the rich, retirement is a dollar figure, not an age. It's not about how old you are or how much you've managed to stash away. After all, saving up to $1 million, let alone an amount that can last you a lifetime, isn't an easy feat for the most. Do you think it's a good idea to save money for retirement, even though the money won't be as much worth due to inflation, or do you have another strategy? Share it with us in the comments. On to the 11th point. Invest in real estate. 11. Once hailed as the foolproof investment, real estate can indeed be a good place to park your money. But here's a slice of truth pie. Millionaires buy properties. Billionaires invest in businesses that own properties. Sure, real estate can be lucrative, but you can only scale so far with it. The bulk of a billionaire's fortune often lies in private equity, not in real estate. So while there's certainly a place for property in your portfolio, remember that it's not the only path to wealth. Network a lot. Number 12. While networking is touted as essential for professional growth, the rich approach it differently. They prioritize strategic alliances and high-level relationships. In other words, they rather build ties with a few well-connected individuals than knowing an ocean of people. The wealthy recognize the power of a small, influential group that can provide unique opportunities and exclusive deals. So when it comes to networking, always remember, quality trumps quantity. Don't be the guy who visits 100 networking events and talks to everyone. That's just a waste of your time. Do what you love. Number 13. There's a saying that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Sounds great, right? But here's the caveat. Passion isn't always a profitable path, unless your passion happens to be making money, which is quite an unusual passion to have. Reality check. Even if you're lucky enough to turn your hobby into a business, you'll soon discover that you pay the bills with invoices, not vision boards. Embrace failure. Number 14. Many suggest that failure is a valuable teacher, but let's be real. The wealthy avoid failure like the plague. While there are lessons in failure, no one seeks it out. It's an unfortunate circumstance that can provide insights, but it's not the aim of the game. Share this video with a friend who always praises his losses as valuable lessons. You have to work hard. Number 15. The grand finale. The age-old adage, work hard. But here's a reality check. The wealthy recognize that their time away from work is invaluable. Of course, they sometimes have to work to enjoy this time, but they understand that there's a limit to hard work's rewards. If you're constantly toiling away, whether you're not efficient or you lack the necessary tools, the only exceptions are crunch times when something critical needs to happen quickly. Other than that, hard work isn't the holy grail it's often made out to be. The rich prefer to perform a few actions that have a significant impact. Your mission should be to choose to accept it, to figure out what these impactful actions are for you. There you have it. The real deal on what the rich say and what they actually do. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content on wealth creation and financial wisdom. Remember, wealth is a journey, and we're here to guide you every step of the way.